Next up at UFC Vegas 93, we have Jeka Saragih taking on Westin Wilson. This is a fight that they are expecting to end very, very quickly. And while I do understand Jeka's got that one-punch power, and Westin Wilson was just knocked out by an elderly man, Westin Wilson is also a giant. We got Jeka Saragih 4-1 in his last 5, 14-3 in the entirety of his career, and he's coming off of the first UFC win under his belt. Taking on Westin Wilson, 16-9 overall. 3-2 in his last 5. He is looking for his first win in the UFC as well. Jeka Saragih is a powerful guy. He essentially is just all one punch. He's so powerful, he doesn't necessarily need to do anything else. He just will move forward and land that big punch. He does look for the chin. More often than not, he has found that chin. What's even more impressive, though, is that he does have grappling. He does have BJJ as well. He can work in some takedowns. He can work submissions if he doesn't find that power. Overall, he's actually a decent fighter, a well-rounded guy, but he does tend to headhunt. He's coming off that bounce-back win over Lucis. Oh, my God, I'm a disaster. The bounce-back win over Lucas Alexander, where he knocked him out in the first round. He's taking on Westin Wilson. Westin Wilson punched his ticket into the UFC with a short-notice step-up. And as we all know, you get that short notice step up. They give you a couple of thank you for that. Here's a couple of other opportunities. He's a karate style striker. He's got that really long base with the low hands. He's got that in and out movement, but he's way too hesitant, way too hittable. When he flows, there's glimpses of Wonder Boy, right? Every now and then, pop, did what he was supposed to do. For the most part, he gets hit, and he gets hit hard. He doesn't really have the best wrestling, so if he is getting hit, he can't go ahead and force something to the ground. If it ends up on the ground, he's got pretty good jiu-jitsu. He's very long, and he can use that length to snatch something up, wrap you up, and make something happen. At the end of the day, Jeka has to be the pick here. He's an insanely powerful guy. Westin Wilson gets chinned. It has to be that simple. But if you look a little closer at Westin Wilson, he got beat by a couple of very good fighters. He got beat in the UFC by 2 fighters that would absolutely destroy Jeka. So I am going to pick Jeka. I do think he wins this fight. And if you want to bet on him, then the best value you'll get, the most likely outcome is Jeka Saragih inside the distance or Jeka Saragih by knockout. But if all of a sudden Westin Wilson is really long and it's not easy to get to his chin, and Jeka's headhunting, and this fight goes a little long and he's a little sloppy and then a little tired because he does get wild, that bet's going to be a little annoying. But Jeka's going to be the pick. I don't feel he is as good as these odds should be, but I don't necessarily think Westin Wilson is full-blown UFC caliber just yet. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I don't trust Jeka. I mean, yeah. he was a lock of the week. He lost his lock of the week in a fight that he shouldn't have lost. Got taken down on the ground. It looked like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing as soon as it hit the ground. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. He was getting lit up in the first round. Was just sticking his tongue out. Wasn't taking it serious. Even in that fight against Lucas Alexander, he got clipped a little bit before he ended up finding the finish. And if you watch that Westin Wilson fight, I know he got rolled by Brito, and then against John Silva, he was getting hit as well. But he landed some decent shots that probably would clip a guy like Jeka. And even when he was hurt, he still got a takedown versus John Silva. He gets a takedown, ends up on top of Jeka. Jeka's in real fucking trouble. So I understand Jeka should win this, and people are like, oh, Westin Wilson doesn't put his hands up and he gets hit, and 1 + 1 = 2. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I'm picking Jeka, but I don't trust him for fucking shit.
I agree. I completely agree with everything you said. 1 + 1 = 2. That's the only way you can get to Jeka, because Westin Wilson lost to Jean Silva, who's like a phenomenal, very powerful kickboxer. He would sleep Jeka. And then Joe Anderson Brito, who is literally the most dangerous person at this weight class. He would sleep
Brito's a wild dude that just gets in your face. Yeah. John Silva's a really, really good kind of just weight counter strike type of guy. So Westin was just kind of like, I don't know what to do. And every time he would throw, he would just get hit. Jeka's a little bit more wild. He's going to take chances. He knows this guy is coming off 2 finishes, right? 2 first-round finishes. He's going to come in swinging wild. And if Westin times a takedown, or even if he lands a decent shot, he's going to be in fucking trouble.
Or Jeka could gas headhunting. He does tend to headhunt. You don't trust
him, but you're picking him. Yeah, I mean, I'm not betting him, dude.
We literally have to make a pick. Yeah, look at this, dude. We have to make a pick. What are we going to do? Like, I don't know, move on? No, we have to make a pick. But picks and bets are not the same thing, right? Where you actually put your money is a completely different indicator of who you're going to pick to win, because we're live on a broadcast breaking down freaking fights. $9,300 in DraftKings. if you're doing a large tournament entry, you probably got to give it a shot, right? Yeah, you probably got to give it a shot. He does knock people out. Westin has been knocked out. But if you have a nice, safe cash game, I think there's other spots on this card where you can make some more money or be a little safer, because if Jeka doesn't get the knockout, I don't know how much there is to offer outside of that.
I mean, here's what I'll say about this is if you watch Westin Wilson his last 2 fights, right, you've seen what Jeka can do to people. You match these 2 guys up. Jeka should be fucking minus 700, minus 800.
Yeah, why is he not? Yeah.
You know?
There you go. There you go. Well, if you do want to unlock the picks, the bets, the DraftKings plays, the optimizer, the FanDuel plays, the prize picks, the underdog, and a million other things I didn't mention, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It is only $10 for an entire month's worth of access.